A quick check of the weather with Jeanette. Good morning, Jeanette. Windy outside.
Good morning, Marisa. Yes, very windy. Last Monday of 2025, and it is colder and windy today. Crazy because this past weekend we were basking in the sun with our shorts on. Now here we are with heavy jackets and coats. Live look outside, Raul B. Rodriguez Lot weather camera. 49 and cloudy in San Antonio right now. It feels like it's 42 with the wind. North-northeast wind currently at 22 miles an hour sustained, but wind gusts are a lot higher. Temperature is 40s and 50s, coldest across the north. Down towards the south, I'm seeing 56 in Cotulla. It's 45 in Bernie. Gusty winds from the north behind last evening's cold fronts. 35 miles an hour in New Braunfels, 31 in Bernie, near 30 at the airport. Cloudy, windy, and chilly with a few sprinkles around this morning. Temperatures in the 40s much of the day. Late in the day, we may make it to the low 50s. It looks like it's going to get even colder tomorrow morning and Wednesday morning with lows by then in the 30s.
Sounds good, Jeanette. Thank you. Today in South Florida, another high-stakes meeting between President Trump and a world leader. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will meet with Mr. Trump at his Mar-a-Lago resort. This comes a day after President Trump hosted Ukraine's president there. NBC's Bofta Imam joins us live from Washington with the latest. Good morning, Bofta.
Good morning, Marisa. A clear message from President Zelensky. Ukraine ready for peace, hopeful a deal can be made. Meanwhile, President Trump says they covered 95% in their talks on Sunday, but he stayed away from making promises on the big issues at stake. After a nearly 3-hour meeting between President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, the two spoke of progress made, but still no peace plan was finalized.
We had a terrific meeting. We discussed a lot of things. As you know, I had an excellent phone call with President Putin that lasted for over 2 hours. We discussed a lot of points, and I do think we're getting a lot closer.
One of the key issues, security guarantees to help deter further attacks, which Zelensky stressed is critical for lasting peace. He called Sunday's meeting productive.
We have a great achievements, 20-point peace plan, 90% agreed, and U.S.-Ukraine security guarantees 100% agreed. U.S.-Europe-Ukraine security guarantees almost agreed. Military dimension 100% agreed.
As for the ongoing battle over land, that still remains unresolved.
Have you agreed on the so-called free trade zone on Donbass? How to separate the sites? How to make the separation line? Who will be responsible?
The word agreed is too strong. I would say not agreed, but we're getting closer to an agreement on that.
While the president says Russia wants a deal to happen, he made it clear that Russia did not agree to a temporary ceasefire ahead of any peace deal. More bilateral talks and larger meetings are expected in January.
And we agreed that our teams will meet in upcoming weeks to finalize all discussed matters. And we agreed with President Trump that he will host us and maybe in Washington, European leaders and Ukrainian delegation.
President Trump avoided laying out a hard deadline, but indicated they'll know in a few weeks where things stand. Now, in the days since President Zelensky announced his meeting with Trump, at least 2 people have been killed and dozens hurt in attacks by Russia on Ukraine's capital. Marisa?
Bofta Imam in Washington, thank you. There are new details surrounding the suspect who allegedly planted pipe bombs in D.C. on January 5th, 2021. The bombs were planted near the headquarters of the Democratic and Republican parties. According to federal prosecutors, the suspect, Brian Cole Jr., disliked both parties and felt that violence would be justified because, quote, they were in charge. The planted bombs never detonated. Cole has not entered a plea but denies his actions were directed towards Congress or related to January 6th proceedings. But the president of the Kennedy Center is vowing to sue a musician who canceled his concert after President Trump added his name to the venue. In a letter sent Friday, Kennedy Center President Richard Grenell criticized musician Chris Redd for what he calls a political stunt and further promised to sue the jazz artist for $1 million. Redd is one of several artists who canceled their performances at the center since President Trump named himself the venue's chairman and replaced its board of trustees earlier this year. The Secretary of Housing and Urban Development told Fox News Sunday that President Donald Trump's proposal for a 50-year mortgage is still on the table.
So the 50-year mortgage and other ideas that have been circulated through the public are being discussed, are on the table, but at the end of the day, the president and the other leaders in the administration will discuss what's the best possible path, secure path to help the American people to afford a home, not just now.
Last month, the president backed a 50-year mortgage for home buyers as a way to address increasing housing costs. It's a type of plan that would spread payments out over a longer period, though critics warn this could lock homeowners into higher interest rates. President Trump has tossed around the idea of declaring a national housing emergency, but said that he doesn't want to lower home values for current property owners. French film icon and animal rights activist Brigitte Bardot has died at 91. The animal rights group she started confirmed her death Sunday, saying she passed away in her home in southern France. Bardot became a worldwide movie star in the 1950s and 60s, known for her risque roles. In 1969, she was chosen to be the model for Marianne, the national emblem of France, appearing on statues, postage stamps, and coins. She later became an animal rights activist and was convicted multiple times for inciting racial hatred. In a post on X, France's President Emmanuel Macron said, "We are mourning a legend." NonStop News is straight ahead. Women are saying "I do" to more than marriage. Find out what they're willing to contribute to put a ring on their finger.
Now, your forecast first from the 4-Zone Weather Team, certified most accurate.
As soon as you step outside, many of you may say, brr, it is colder and windy. There goes the cold front that moved through the area last night. Behind it, gusty winds and chillier temperatures. If you're going to be traveling to North Texas, bundle up. It's in the 20s and 30s there. Closer to home, 40s and 50s, 49 at the airport, 45 in Boerne. Meanwhile, it is 56 in Cotulla. Gusty winds out of the north, making it feel this cold. Wind gusts right now between 25 and 35 miles an hour. It feels like it's in the 30s in Boerne and in Rock Springs, including Kerrville. Here's your Monday forecast. Cloudy this morning, mostly cloudy for the rest of the day. Forecast high this afternoon of just 51. 30s for lows tomorrow morning and Wednesday morning. Could see a light freeze in a few spots Wednesday morning. We'll check out those numbers and your full forecast coming up in just under 10 minutes.
This is News 4 San Antonio Today, the only local news station with nonstop news.
Good morning. Nonstop News starts right now. We are the only station that is commercial free all the way to the top of the hour. You just heard from Jeanette, and she gave us a look at your weather. But first, we'll take a look at Joy and what traffic or how traffic is shaping up. Good morning, Joy.
Good morning. Well, so far today it's been quiet, but just in the last couple of minutes we've heard reports of an issue over on the east side of San Antonio. Photojournalist David Mendoza has been listening to those police scanners. David, what have you kind of gleaned so far and where are you headed?
Hey, good morning. So yes, right now I'm on the west side at 410 eastbound and Bandera Road. Traffic's okay over here. I did just hear reports that there might be a possible rollover over at 10 and MLK. I'm going to head over there. I'll check it out. I'll let you know what I see. The remainder of the city looks pretty good, but I'll keep you updated. Back to you.
All right, David, thanks. When he does get there and we get a little bit more information, we will bring it to you here in a live report with your on-time traffic. That's the latest for now.
In the Allen Act Live Desk, we're following some breaking news. Islamist State militants opened fire on police during an overnight raid in northwest Turkey. 7 officers were hurt there. The clash happened at around 2 a.m. in a province just south of Istanbul as police stormed a home of suspected of sheltering ISIS members. Special forces were called in and the operation lasted several hours. Now, the raid comes as Turkey ramps up security after detaining more than 100 suspected ISIS members over alleged holiday attack plots. Authorities shut down traffic in that area, cut power and heating, and suspended classes at nearby schools. That's the latest from the Live Desk.
Emma, thank you. A reported hostage situation in the city's north side turned out to be a fake call or a swatting incident. San Antonio police say they were called to a home on Brightwood near New Braunfels just after 8:30 Sunday morning. That's where officers found a girl that was playing Roblox inside. Police say the girl was told it would happen. It's unclear if anyone will be facing charges. Bexar County leaders are mourning the loss of Precinct 4 Judge Michelle Garcia. Constable Catherine Brown says Judge Garcia passed away after a battle with cancer. She was elected to the Justice of Peace in 2022. Her term set to expire at the end of next year. Precinct 4 Bexar County Commissioner Tommy Calvert says flags at Precinct 4 office will fly at half staff for 9 days in honor of her service to those in Bexar County. A balloon release was held Sunday in honor of Edward Trejo. He's the 29-year-old shot and killed at a party last Sunday night. More than 100 people gathered for Edward Trejo's balloon release at Louis' Ice House. They grieved the loss of the 29-year-old friend, brother, and son. Trejo was killed in the early morning hours of December 21st outside of a Christmas party on Cincinnati Avenue. Investigators say 41-year-old Paul Flores walked over from another street to make a noise complaint. After an argument turned into a physical fight, investigators say Flores shot Edward multiple times.
Why would you knock on that door? Why didn't you just call the police? Why couldn't you just wait? He went with intent. He went with intent to hurt someone, and he hurt my son. He took my son.
Now the family is looking for ways to move on and hope they can seek justice for Trejo. The family will hold a celebration of life tomorrow. Service details will be on our website. Caught on camera, a holiday heist in North Texas Christmas Eve. Surveillance video shows 2 thieves in White Settlement hooked up an ATM in a 7-Eleven up to a cable secured to an SUV and then drove away from the store with the ATM machine tearing the aisles apart. The SUV driver then pulls away, dragging The machine, which hits a car parked by a gas pump. The ATM was later found in a ditch near an auto dealership. So far, no arrests have been made. A Texas driver crashed into an 18-wheeler after he reportedly fell asleep and crossed the center line. Deputies got a call about a reckless driver in Trinity County. That's just north of Houston. Dashcam video shows the crash as they tried to stop him. The Trinity County Sheriff's Office says the driver was an elderly gentleman who was fatigued and fell asleep. He suffered minor injuries. 3 in 4 American women say they'd help pay for their engagement ring. And many companies say hiring isn't part of their plans for 2026. Jane King is at the New York Stock Exchange with those stories and more. Good morning, Jane.
Hi, Marisa. Good morning. Yes, companies looks like they're looking to stay lean next year. Forecasters at the job site Indeed expect relatively minimal hiring growth in 2026. At a gathering of CEOs in Midtown Manhattan this month, organized by the Yale School of Management, 66% of leaders surveyed said they plan to either fire workers or maintain the size of their existing workforce next year. Only a third indicated they plan to hire. Well, Wells Fargo says consumers should be stocking up on essentials, particularly home goods, as these items are expected to see noticeable price increases in early 2026. Tariffs are to blame. Now, some retailers have held off on price increases, but may start raising prices in the new year. So the bank urged shoppers eyeing things like major furniture purchases to make them now, because it could mean significant savings before price increases early 2026. And more than 140,000 people have signed a Change.org petition demanding that scenes that were cut from the 5th and final season of Stranger Things be released. Petitioners say they want the unseen footage of Stranger Things. They believe there was more to the episodes and didn't see them either due to Netflix or the team of Stranger Things cutting them. Volume 2 premiered on Christmas Day, and Volume 3, a feature-length episode, is set to drop on Wednesday, New Year's Eve. Well, December is the most popular month to propose worldwide, according to The Knot. While traditionally men have been expected to shell out for that diamond ring, nearly 71% of women say they're willing to contribute to the cost of the ring. That's according to datingadvice.com. Now, about 19% said they'd pay for the ring in full, 23% said they'd partially pay, and 29% said they would contribute if needed. Okay, stocks did close slightly lower Friday in light trading. It is another holiday shortened week this week, with the markets closed Thursday for New Year's Day, and we're pointing a slight bit lower for the start this morning. Live from the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Back to you.
Jane, you know I have thoughts on the whole engagement, contributing to the engagement ring thing.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it's hard not to.
Yeah, I come from the generation of, you want to marry me? Well, you better give me a ring. I'm not going to help you pay for that
pay
ring.
for the ring.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I'm kind of that way too. Yeah. But again, different generation.
Different generation. I got 2 girls, so I don't know. I think they're going to be tough on the people that they're with.
Yeah.
Nice to see you, Jane. Happy Monday.
Thanks. You too. Bye.
If you plan on returning a holiday gift by mail, it probably will cost you. Some large retailers are moving on from fee-free returns. Macy's is charging a shipping fee of about $10. TJ Maxx and Marshall's will charge about $12. Meanwhile, JCPenney, American Eagle, and J.Crew have return fees about $4 to $8. However, you can avoid the fees by making the returns in person. Stricter policies developed after the pandemic, when retailers saw large amounts of returns from online shopping. This week marks 2026, the year of Americans' 250th anniversary, and the nation isn't waiting until the 4th of July to celebrate. This year, Times Square will hold a second ball drop the day after midnight, New Year's Eve, to mark the major milestone. Organizers say the second drop will be accompanied with red, white, and blue confetti and set to the tune of Ray Charles's rendition of America the Beautiful. President Trump tasked a nonpartisan commission with organizing a year of events. Part of the festivities will be another Times Square ball drop on July 4th. Also in New York, people gathered in Times Square to leave the past and bad memories behind them as we head into the new year. The Times Square Alliance hosts Good Riddance Day each year, with locals and tourists participating. People symbolically destroy a handwritten note representing bad memories from the past year and tossing them in the trash to clear space for positivity in 2026.
going to close the curtain on 2025 to welcome 2026. What are you saying bye to?
Bad vibes and drama.
Negativity. Settling for less.
Participants also wrote what they're bringing into 2026 on confetti pieces that will fly on midnight after the annual ball drop.
Now your certified most accurate four-zone weather with meteorologist Jeanette Caillé.
I have some New Year's resolutions that I've been thinking about.
What are those?
So I was saying to Joy, I was wanting to read more books this year and journal more.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
How about you?
I would say read the Bible more.
Yes, that is true.
And take vitamins.
Oh.
You know, I'm very bad at taking vitamins. I'll be hitting 45 in 2026. And so it's about that time that I start taking my vitamins.
Well,
more
Jeanette and David
consistently.
know I take a whole bunch of vitamins.
You do.
I
I
take
know
a
you
lot,
do.
morning and night.
Let's see if I can stick to that resolution. All right, let's talk weather. It is colder and windy this morning, but I'm warning you, it is going to get even colder the next couple of mornings. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be in the upper 30s. Mid-30s Wednesday morning here, but there will be a few spots that we'll see a light freeze. Right around 32 degrees Wednesday morning, especially in some of the valleys in the hill country, or perhaps even into far northern Bexar County. This is winter weather, coat weather. Then it's going to warm up. Of course, late week going into the weekend, milder mornings lie ahead. This morning, it is colder compared to yesterday morning. We had a cold front that came through last evening. Behind it, that colder, drier air is settling in, and it's also pretty windy. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s, 49 now at the airport, 45 in Boerne. Meanwhile, it's 48 in New Braunfels. Down towards the south, mid-50s. Gusty winds out of the north, 28 miles an hour at the airport, 35 in New Braunfels, 33 in Hondo, 35 there in Boerne. These are very strong winds that could do some damage. And if you are operating a high-profile vehicle this morning, really hold tight to that steering wheel and take it easy. This is how much colder it feels like with the wind. These are the temperatures that you want to dress for. It feels like it's just 1 degree above freezing in Rock Springs. Feels like it's 34 in Boerne, 42 here in San Antonio. Wind advisory until midday. It's going to stay very windy until noontime. We are starting off with plenty of clouds. There is a lot of dry air at the surface, though. Dew point temperatures mostly in the teens. Live power Doppler radar is showing rain that's slowly coming in from the west, but a lot of this is Virgo, where it's raining in the upper levels, but it is evaporating before reaching the ground. At the very least, a few sprinkles anywhere from the north side of town back across Highway 90 into the western zone. That could be a stray shower, but for the most part, just a few sprinkles. Across the country, big storm moving off towards the east, snow from the Great Lakes to the Midwest. That's rain that's moving towards New York City. And there's the tail end of the front. I do suspect those are a few snow flurries flying around west central Texas. We're getting the type pressure gradient because we have high pressure that's building in behind that cold front that is moving away. Cloudy this morning, mostly cloudy this afternoon. Tomorrow morning, we'll start off with some clouds and then clearing out. With the clear skies Wednesday morning, it's going to get even colder, but temperatures do rebound later in the week going into the weekend. For New Year's Eve, Wednesday night at 10 p.m., you're going to need that jacket. It'll be in the low 50s, and then by midnight, upper 40s, near 50 degrees. Cloudy, windy, and chilly with a few sprinkles this morning. Temperatures holding steady in the 40s, at least until midday, and then this afternoon, 51 degrees. Here is your 7-day forecast. Near 80 Friday. We'll see 70s with sunshine this weekend. You can get the extended forecast for your zone online at news4sa.com. Just click on the weather tab.
Oh, there we go. You can hear me now. Okay, so we were following some reports of an accident over on the east side. This was near Martin Luther King Drive and I-10, that type of area. We're still looking into that for you. What I can say is that across the rest of San Antonio, traffic has remained light. Photojournalist David Mendoza joins us live from RoadCam. Hi, David. Maybe. Can we hear David?
It's fairly deep.
Oh, there he is.
It is fairly... Hey. So still making my way over to this rollover accident. It's fairly deep into the east side, the 1900 block of MLK. I am hearing reports that there are no major injuries involved. I will leave you with that. The rest of our roadways look good. Back to you.
All right, David, thanks. That's the latest with your on-time traffic.
In Allen at the live desk. We're following some consumer news this morning. You might start seeing fewer Starbucks shops around. After decades of constant growth, the chain is now shrinking its presence in major U.S. cities. Starbucks plans to close about 400 locations, mostly in those large metro areas. Now, it already has closed dozens of its storefronts due to rising competition in saturated areas, remote work, and higher costs. The company now says it wants to focus on fewer, stronger locations and new designs starting in 2026. That's the latest from the live desk.
Emma, thank you. Take a look at this. A Pennsylvania woman came across a pen pal letters she wrote and received over 30 years ago, only to find out the person she was writing has a big connection to her life. Here's her story.
So when I found these letters, I was shocked to see your picture when I Googled the name. Our paths crossed in the 90s and they crossed again, and I feel like that just means we're meant to be connected forever.
So these are the letters that I wrote to Megan about 30 years ago over the course of 1994 to 1995 school year.
So I was visiting my family for Thanksgiving. My mom had me go through some old papers that she had saved from when I was in elementary school. I found these letters from a pen pal that I had in the 90s. I was reading through them. I saw the name, wasn't really familiar, so I Googled it. Sure enough, Dr. Pugh's picture was the first picture that popped up. My mouth dropped. I could not believe that my pen pal was Dr. Pugh, who was my OBGYN and delivered my kids, Caroline and Jack.
Oh, your pen pal, Suzanne Kojal. How amazing.
I know in one of the letters, Dr. Pugh mentions that I visited the high school, so we did meet.
So we actually met each other. My name is Suzanne Pugh. I'm an OBGYN physician at Mainline OBGYN. It's a part of Axia Women's Health, and I deliver babies at Paoli Hospital. Totally a blast from the past seeing my handwriting as well. It's really cool because I have always just felt like Megan was such a special person, and we really connected. And to take care of people that I kind of knew when I was younger is really fun. So to find out that Megan was one of those people is really cool. Now we have this like really awesome connection.
How fun. How cool is that? And my son was born at Paoli Hospital, which is right outside of Philadelphia.
Wow.
I was looking closely. I'm like, is that the OBGYN I went to? But
maybe that was your OBGYN. Was it your OBGYN?
No, it wasn't.
That's a cute story.
Yeah, it is.
So get a jacket. It's windy today.
You're going to need that jacket, and hold on to it. You'll need it through Wednesday morning. And then, of course, it's going to warm right back up by the end of the week.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We will see you at